Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Good afternoon to my subscribers in the Philippines. Good early morning to my subscribers in America and beyond. Special welcome to my new viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'll never take that for granted. Your kindness, your generosity, your support of Sunshine Shoulders has truly been amazing, and I'm very grateful. My channel is geared toward the new man and woman who's never been here to the Philippines before, but has an interest in coming here. My almost 12 years here doesn't make me an expert, but it gives me a unique perspective, and I'd like to share that with you. It's going to make your trip here more enjoyable, and above all things safer. I'm boots on the ground. I'm in the center of all this. Is for your benefit. I live among the locals, and I'm always going to give you the nitty-gritty. This is exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I'm never going to sugarcoat that. I just want to talk today briefly about, the games that Filipinos play. They play a lot of games in 2021. And I just want to make you aware of some of them. We come a long way, guys, to see them, to visit them, to date and to court them. And I think we deserve a lot more respect than what this new generation of online daters are giving us. And this is just my humble opinion. We have to take a stand. We got to let them know we're not going to tolerate them games. We've already paid for the dating site. We've already bought the round trip ticket. We've already made the hotel reservations and Airbnb, souvenirs, and all that. So we didn't come this far for games, but the number one game that they play, and they'll try to play on you, is you've already made reservations and everything. So then when you meet her to go on a date, she's got her friends and family with her. Yeah, she's going to ambush you. She's never going to tell you up front that, I'm going to bring, 3 of my friends, and they're going to giggle and talk the whole time y'all together. It's aggravating. It happened to me, and it almost, cost the relationship. And, they're going to order up the highest stuff on the menu because to her friends, they have no far in the game, I guess. What do you call it? They have no interest really. They're just there to really make you feel as miserable as they have no skins in the game. That's the word I'm trying to use. See, they have nothing to lose. They have everything to gain from just, being there and, making you feel as uncomfortable as you possibly can. Then, of course, it's the family there. So you're there, and you got about 7 or 8 people with you, and then she's going to put you on the hook, because to make herself look good in front of her family, and you're going to be stuck with the bill. Usually somewhere around 10, 12,000 pesos. They do that. That's a game that they play. And then on that same plane, okay, now you've flown 18 hours to be here. Y'all already discussed everything online. She's giving you the impression that she's into you, and what you're expecting certain things when you get here. And then when you get here, there she is at the airport with the family. She's saying, I don't trust you. I'm really not into you. Those things I'm telling you online were a lie. See, that's another game that they play. And what we have to do as men, again, we have to take a stand and say, hey, look, that's why I always tell you, we got to start playing some of the games they're playing. If she's chatting 3 or 4 different men, then you got to chat 3 or 4 different women. Because if you show up at the airport and she's got her family with you, then, you need to throw her back in. Under no conditions, if you start out lying, you're going to lie through. And that's one thing that I can honestly tell you that I do not like about Filipinos. They don't want to disappoint you, so they'll lie right to your face, on the smallest things, man, and that's one thing that's so aggravating because, see, I'm going to tell you, Filipinos on this one side, they'll give you the greatest joy and happiness that you could ever imagine. But over here, they're going to do some things that's going to drive you crazy, drive you mad. And telling those little lies is one thing that they'll do. But if you start out lying, you're going to lie again. And I don't want to deal with that. Not at this stage in my life, okay? Another game they'll play is this. Again, remember, you're chatting online. The only reason you came over here because she's threw out the dog whistle. She's blowing the dog whistles. She's letting you, she's leading you on. But when you get here, she hits you with this. Oh, well, we're not gonna have sex until we get married. See, that's one game that they will play with you. I'm not even gonna get into that. That's one that you throw back in, guys. You say, okay, well, I understand that. I appreciate you being honest and upfront, but I'm not interested in that. Because see, most Filipinos, they're very open-minded about sex. They're not like what we're used to in our Western countries. How the feminist movement has taken a strong hold over there, and women want to be in control of everything, including the bedroom. They want to determine when you're going to have sex, how many times you're going to have sex, how you're going to have it, what positions and all that. See, the typical Filipino over here, they're so in touch with nature that they understand that, sex is as natural as breathing. Okay, so when you run into one like that, that's real strict and reserved like that, you got to throw it back in, guys, because she's asking you to make a very, very big commitment. First of all, you got to, that's a big gamble. Not only a commitment, it's a big gamble because you're gambling that you're going to get along in the first place with all these cultural differences. You're going to gamble that you're going to get along because of this age gap that most of us have when we come over here and dating and courting these women. But now she's asking you to put all your money on the biggest gamble, to place the biggest bet. That when you get married, that having sex with her is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. I got news for you. That's a game, and a game that you don't have to play. So, but if you want to, because there's always, people in their Christian beliefs, and there's nothing wrong with that. They will, they'll go along with that, and it usually ends up being a disaster. Okay, so yeah, that is another game that they play. Another game that they really played, and this is just something that a lot of this new generation of online daters will play. She's young, she's attractive, and she thinks that men like you come a damn a dozen, so she'll play the game that you're either going to do everything that she wants you to do, or she's going to somebody else. That's basically all it is. I'm young, I'm beautiful, I can have any foreigner I want. All I got to do is go back online. So if you don't want to do what I asked you to do, if you don't want to buy the new phone, if you don't want to pay for my tuition to college, if you don't want to help fix the floor in my mother's house, then I don't want you. Then, well, guys, I don't even have to tell you what to do there. Okay? And see, remember, guys, I'm not preaching to you, and I'm not, because you're grown men, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, in some cases, and you know what to do. But remember, this is a whole different world over here. This isn't England. It isn't France. It isn't Denmark, Finland, and none of them places. It's the Philippines, man. It's a once in a great lifetime sort of place. And the rules are changed. It doesn't have to make sense to you for it to be real life over here. And they will play those games with you. And you have to make a stand right from the beginning. Because they will follow suit. They will follow your lead. That's one thing about a Filipina. She's a good companion. She's a good friend. Okay, now, they're not stupid. They're not going to follow you to the crack house or something like that. But she sees you a good man, you got good intentions, okay, and you're not going to mistreat her, she's going to follow you. See? But when you run into stuff like this that I just discussed, these old games that these women are playing, bringing 3 or 4 of their girlfriends along with you, because it's going to drive you crazy. All they're going to do is sit there and snicker and laugh and look at you up and down all day long. You're going to be so uncomfortable, you're going to feel like, doing something crazy 8,000 miles from home, because it happened to me before, and the women that did that, now when they see me now, they're so embarrassed about it. but it made me so uncomfortable. I took my wife, we were down in Zamboanga, and and here she comes showing up. Now, I'd already been with my wife, before, but here she comes showing up with three or four of her friends and then two of her sisters. And we go to the pizza place, and the friends just all just snickering, whispering, snickering. Man, it drove me crazy. I was getting ready to get up and leave right there, get back on the plane and go right back to Cebu. And I told my wife after that, I said, look, if you ever pull anything like that again, don't ever expect me to come back to see you. And it never happened again. But they would do that to you, and they would show up, with the friends and the family at the airport. After you've flown 18 hours, after she's led you on to believe, oh yeah, I'm going to be with you from day one. And then when you get there, the whole family has come from Cagayan de Oro to Cebu to meet you at the airport. You see what I'm saying? It's just a clear sign, it's a flashing red light that she's not really into you and she doesn't trust you. All right, so those extra women that I suggested you be chatting with, that's a good time to pull one of them out and say, y'all, yeah, honey, I'm here now. Actually, I'm in my hotel room settled in. Because it's not because I'm trying to make you be a playboy. I'm just letting you increase your odds of finding the right one. Some of us get lucky when we come over here, but most of us don't. So if you meet 3 or 4 women, it doesn't mean you're going to even get to see those 3 or 4, but if that first one doesn't work out, you have another one, okay? Or you can just play, the slickest game in the world over here and just start getting online over here. See, and you can find somebody quick, you can find somebody easy. See, I'm not against getting online. I'm against sending money over here to strange women online. Because see, what you're going to do when you get online, there's some good women, but you're limiting yourself, guys. There's a small percentage that are online. Number one, then you don't know who's real and who's not online. So you got to treat them all the same, just like they treat us all the same. Another one is, hey, I'll have sex when we get married. She's asking you to make a big commitment and the biggest gamble you could ever make. And I just don't think, if men at our age, we're going to fall for that one. We're just not going to do it. And I've seen some guys, once they say that, they'll marry them right away. They'll marry them right away there, just so they can have sex with them and everything like that. I've seen that with my own eyes. I'm not joking. But most Filipinos, the typical Filipino, she doesn't have a problem with having sex, guys. It's not that she's easy. It's just that they know that it's no big deal for real. Like normal people know that having sex is just as natural as breathing. You see what I'm saying? So, as long as she knows that you're not with all that riffraff and you're not going to mistreat her, you're going to treat her good. If she feels it's her obligation, it's her duty to take good care of you. And that's part of it. So when somebody tells you that, that's another red flag. It's another flashing red light. Back on out of there. Okay? And then the other one is just this new breed of online daters. They're young, they're beautiful. They've been on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and all of that, TikTok. And they think the world revolves around them. And they'll say, hey, if you don't do everything I tell you to do, then I don't want you. I'll just replace you. There's someone else waiting in the wings. Well, you tell her, okay, well, you go on in the wings to that man who's waiting, because I'm going to go somewhere else. Because the bottom line is, that's not true. You're going to have 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 waiting in the wings for you. All right, guys? So don't play them games when you get over here. Set all that stuff up front, because we're doing everything as it is. We're paying just for the opportunity to chat with her, to meet her on these dating sites. Then we're buying the plane tickets, the souvenirs, making that arduous, just treacherous flight over here, man. It's not easy, guys. If you've never made that flight before, okay? Every little shake, every little rock, I'm thinking we're going down. Even to this day, and I've made 20-something trips, you're going to pay a price. You get over here, you make the hotel and Airbnb reservations. You pay for absolutely everything. You deserve the ultimate respect. And most Filipinos are going to give you that. But this new breed, they will play these games. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to stand up. We're going to have 3 or 4 waiting in the wings, guys. Okay? We're going to make sure when we get over here, our trip is going to be enjoyable and above all things safer. So thank you for stopping by today. I really, really appreciate it. Still waiting on the wheelchair for baby Denise. That should be coming in. I think the message I got yesterday from the tracking place, because they don't tell you what's coming. They just tell you a package is coming. It says February the 3rd, so I'm hoping that's it. And I'm going to make a video taking it over there. But today, later on today, I've got to meet with a carpenter. I'm going to take them over there, because if you go on my video and you watch and you see that floor over there, it's in bad shape. The wheelchair's not going to work there, so I'm going to have them just rebuild that floor. It's not going to cost a whole lot. Labor's cheap over here. Parts are cheap. Okay, but if you're in America, it's late, man. You're probably already in bed. I hope you help somebody. But if you're on one of the late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, you're just getting off second shift, you see somebody in the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a couple of dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's about 12:30. We still have the rest of the day to find somebody to help. Because it's very, very important that we find somebody to help today. Don't put it off. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time.